2, 3. Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. When sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.
Once again, it is nice to meet you all. Well, today I have something very, very interesting. I'm sure that you'll like this topic. What is love? Hang on. Now, don't get into some fantasy world. Okay, I'm not here to talk about the person-to-person love, but the different types of love that we need to understand. What about a definition? Do you have any definition about love? I'm sure no matter how much you try to define it, you will not able to put it. Let me give some synonyms for the word love. Simple words like devotion, grow into, feeling of security, lasting, in love with person, I love you. They are common words that you use for the word love, but still it has a lot of meaning, a lot of depth, a lot of affection into it. How many types of love do you know? Yes, you are right. You know one type of love that is very popular, love between boy and a girl, husband and wife, man and a woman. That is one of the important part of love, but that is not the only love. There are different types. For example, there is unconditional love, love that exists between mother and a child. There is self-love, that is self-possessive love. There are people who are mad with themselves. There are other type of love. There is a companionship love that exists between two good friends, like you and your best friend. There's a platonic love, love that exists between a good student and a good teacher. It is a spiritual, intellectual love. There is a love between man and a woman, erotic love. That is one kind of love. That is, there is a manic love, a crazy, possessive, a jealous kind of love. There is a pragmatic love, a rational reasoning kind of love. There is romantic love between couples, or sometimes we can call it a puppy love. And there is more confusing part is called altruistic love, a selfless love or concern for the spouse between husband and wife. Then we have sexual love again, the intimate expression of love between a man and a woman. That belongs to committed married couple first. But today's world, this love has taken over all possible kind of love. And finally, we have something very, very confusing. Infatuation, that appears to be love, but it is not love. Then what is infatuation? When you dream of everything that could be, you wake up disappointed because it wasn't real. My dear friends, our main problem is infatuation. When a boy sees a girl or girl sees a boy, they think it's a love in the first sight. It doesn't happen so. Most of the time, it is a daydream. We cannot concentrate on necessary tasks, may lose your appetite. It creates a lot of selfish relationships. How I or she can benefit only about person. Other people's opinion matter too much. Example, you keep on posting on social media. We ask people's opinions. Whereas I forget to look about myself. I don't try to introspect about my own feelings. Life changes. Life becomes topsy and turvy. What do we need at this stage? We need is something more than just a love. We need a balancing act. Healthy relationships maintain a balance between the individuals involved in the relationship. That means boy and a girl, there's a good balance. It's not about the boy, neither about the girl. It is about both of them, boy and girl equally. In this relationship, me is not the most important part. In this relationship, we become everything. Both of us enjoy together life. Both of us share a good moments, sad moments. Both of us, if we have to suffer, we suffer together. If the relationship is all about you, then I'm focusing on getting your needs met at the expense of my own. But if the focus of relationship is on us, it's all about each other. How we make happy each other. How we love each other tenderly, like how God loves us. We can learn one thing from God's love. God gives us completely of His, and yet we return Him back all that we could. We receive on one side and we give back. That is what we are called to do. Let's examine some areas of life. We'll come to know how love affects us. If at a school or a college or a workplace, does it affect you? Can you work peacefully? The boy or a girl whom you like, does this person encourage you to live a good life? Your grades have gone higher. Have you become better in your work? Have you missed the school, college, or workplace because of this person? Or do you spend in extracurricular activities with this person, but you're not doing what you're supposed to do? What about your physical health? Does this person become cause of concern for your physical health? That means, have you got into unnecessary fights, duels with others because of this person? Have you gained or lost weight because of a lot of tension in your mind? Have you contracted any sexually committed diseases because of this person? Immoral relationships. Have you become physically upset and got into these different kinds of addiction because of this person? Have you gotten into bullying up with this person? If it is happening to you, my dear friends, it's not a good relationship that you are getting into. Especially girls, you need to be very careful. Okay, I mean, you understand my point that I'm trying to make. Okay, and boys, you too understand what I'm trying to say. Let's be careful because we have one life. We need to live the king size, yes, but at our own expenses, at our own happiness. We have to make others happy. What about your emotional health? Are you really happy from within, or you're trying to be somebody else who you are not? Can you get a good sleep? If not, that's a sign of bad relationship. Are you fallen to the drugs and alcohols? Have you started using drugs? Have you started smoking? If it's happening to you, you are into the bad relationship, and it's a high time that you need to cut it down right now. Can you talk to your parents freely? If yes, thank and praise God. Can you have a lot of friends in your relationship? If it's not, your relationship is jealous or possessive, and this is not a good relationship for your growth. You need to change. All of us are part of this family. All of us are part of this world creation. All of us belong to this one God who loves us. And as God tells us that all of us belong to each other. All are welcomed in His love. So we need to love like Him. We love equally to everyone. We do not get jealous or not threatened. If you love someone, you know that person will respect you. Person has a faith or trust in you. And you not do something to harm that person. As you go ahead, I ask you all just to pause for a while and think about the person whom you love. Firstly, we need to think about God. God is the one who shows us how to love us, how to give ourselves everything in love. Then we have parents, most important part of our family. Our brothers, sisters. We fight like cats and dogs, but someone touches them, then you need to face me the next. Then the school friends. We are just natural with them. Let's learn to love. But when the boy and girl comes to our life, the whole thing changes. That is not the end of life, but that's the beginning of your love relationship. And we never say that we fall into love, but we need to say that we grow into love. Because if we fall in love, one fine day we will fall out of love. Because once we fall in the hole or the ditch, we make sure that we come out of it. We never stay in that. So let's grow like tree, the tree that grows and grows and never goes to its own roots. It never becomes a seed again. It has to die to become seed. So my dear friends, the true love grows slowly, beginning with friendship. It lasts over a long period of time. It takes years to understand who loves you. The relationship grows and matures as time passes. Let's think about these small things, the things that we do not notice. And as you journey ahead, it's important to love someone, but love with your heart and soul, not just physically or the outside beauty, but love for the person who is within you and within that person. Thank you very much for listening. And do your best to love someone with your true heart and their soul. God bless you.
Greetings to you once again. I hope you had a wonderful week. But now, once again, it's time to learn about a new saint. So, welcome back to Let's Saint a Story. Here we are at the gates of heaven. If you recall, towards the left, we have Saint Romero. Right here, we have Saint Francis of Assisi. Right here, this boy is Saint Dominic Savio. Right here is Saint Therese of Lisieux. At the center, we have Saint John Bosco. Here we have Padre Pio. Here we have Saint Augustine of Hippo. Here we have Blessed Carlo Acuti. Here we have Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Right here we have Saint Teresa of Calcutta. Once again, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't recall the stories of any of these saints, you can always go back and watch the videos and learn about their stories once again. Remember, if you're equipped with the knowledge of these saints, you can talk to anyone who asks you about the saints, and thus you can inspire them. Inspiring them, you can help them change their lives, and probably they too can inspire others around them. So, once again, if you don't recall the stories, you can always go back and watch the videos again. For those of you who were able to figure out the saint for today, congratulations! If you weren't able to figure out who the saint is for today, make sure you listen in and learn more about the saint today. So let's go ahead and let's meet the saint. Remember, this is going to be like a normal conversation. Imagine you're meeting the saint at a hotel or a nearby park. You want to make a new friend, so you ask the saint a few questions, to which the saint replies. So let's begin our conversation with the saint. This is the person you see in front of you. So you go ahead and you ask, "Hi, it's so nice to meet you. May I know your name?" To which the saint replies, "Hi, my name is Charles de Foucault, but you can call me Charles if you please." "Tell me about your younger days, Charles." "Well, I was born on the 15th of September 1858 in Strasbourg, France, to Francois and Elizabeth. I was born into a life of wealth and privilege, but both my parents died while I was still a child. Me and my sister were then raised by my maternal grandfather. I had inherited my parents' wealth. As a young boy, I wanted to join the military, so when the time came, I did. I joined the Saint Cyr Military Academy. After my grandfather died, I lived a very worldly life. My faith had disappeared. At 17, I was totally selfish, full of vanity and irreverence, and engulfed by desire for what was evil. I didn't see God, I only saw me. I went on to become an officer in the French army. Tell me more, Charles. In 1880, I had traveled to Algeria with my army regiment, where I had encountered the Sahara Desert for the first time. I was captivated by the view. I returned in 1883 to explore Morocco. I wrote a book about my travels. I even won awards for those. My life took a turn in the year 1886. Inspired by the Jews and the Muslims I had met during my travels, I resumed the practice of my Catholic faith. I joined a Trappist monastery in France, then later transferred to Syria. Leaving the monastery in 1897, I worked as a gardener and sacristan for the poor class nuns in Nazareth and later in Jerusalem. In 1901, I returned to France and was ordained a priest. Later that year, I journeyed to Beni Abbey, Morocco, intending to found a monastic religious community in North Africa that offered hospitality to Christians, Muslims, Jews, or people with no religion. I lived a peaceful, hidden life but attracted no companions. A former army comrade invited me to live among the Tuareg people in Algeria. I learned their language enough to write a Tuareg French and French Tuareg dictionary and to translate the Gospels into Tuareg. In 1905, I came to Tamanrasset, where I lived the rest of my life. A two-volume collection of my Tuareg poetry was apparently published after my death. In early 1909, I visited France and established an association of lay people who pledged to live by the Gospels. My return to Tamanrasset was welcomed by the Tuareg. The outbreak of World War One led to attacks on the French in Algeria. Seized in a raid by another tribe, I was shot to death on December 1st, 1916. Five religious congregations, associations, and spiritual institutes: Little Brothers of Jesus, Little Sisters of the Sacred Heart, Little Sisters of Jesus, Little Brothers of the Gospel, and Little Sisters of the Gospel draw inspiration from the peaceful, largely hidden, yet hospitable life that characterized me. I was beatified on November 13th, 2005. What can I do to be more like you, Charles? All you must do is live a simple life and help those around you. Appreciate God's creations and thank Him for it. Be there for those who need your guidance and support. Live a charitable life, a life away from all luxury. Pray to God as often as you can and spread His love to those around you in any way you can. It was great really meeting you, Charles. It was great meeting you too. Keep praying for me and pray to me. I too will be praying for you from up above. Before I leave, I would like to leave you with this quote: "It is not necessary to teach others, to cure them, or to improve them. It is only necessary to live among them, sharing the human condition and being present to them in love." Good going! You made a friend in Blessed Charles de Foucault. Remember, it's what you learn that counts. This person, Charles, has lived with the people in Tuareg. What can you learn from this? It basically means that you need to share the experience of people around you. If they are poor, share that experience once. Just experience what it is to live a poor life. Then you'll know exactly how to help that person. And more than any materialistic resources that they need, Love is the most important resource that you can give them. Love them and help them with your whole heart. This brings us back to the gates of heaven. As we can see, Blessed Charles has joined the ensemble of saints. This brings us to the activity called Who's That Saint? Towards the left, we have the silhouette of a saint, and towards the right, we have a set of clues that pertain to the saint in the left. The clues read out: Patron saint of chastity and purity was assassinated. Clubbing the silhouette on the left and the clues towards the right, if you can figure out who the saint is, type the answer in the comment section below. If you can't figure out who the saint is, please do make sure that you're available for the session on the saints next week. So thank you and saint in your life.